Well, good evening and welcome to this week's edition of Mike on the Mic. Lots of great football action coming up. Some teams already in district play as far as 8-man 1, 8-man 2, Class 2A, 3A. We'll get into that next week or some this week, depending on how many number of teams they have in their district. But let's take a look at the matchups going on tonight around the area. First off, it's Phillipsburg. They're still undefeated, 5-0. They're going to travel to Larned. Larned 2-3 on the season. Phillipsburg last week blew away Ellis 69-13. Larned lost to Nickerson 27-7. It'll be a pair of 2-3 teams. Hayes will be at Dodge City. Hayes lost to Valley Center last week 24-7. Dodge City defeated Wichita South big 61-6. It will be Colby and Norton, both teams 4-0. Norton will be the home team on this one. Colby lost to Holcomb. That was their first loss last week. Shut out 27-0, while Norton bounced back after the loss to Smith Center. They defeated Southwestern Heights 56-14. It'll be Osborne at Logan Palco, another pair of teams, both 4-1 on the season. Osborne defeated Solomon last week in a high-scoring affair, 58-40. Logan Palco lost their first game of the year, the game you saw here on Nex-Tech Local 1. They lost to Victoria by a score of 50-26. Got behind early and just could not catch up. It will be Northern Valley. They're 3-2. They'll travel to Wilson. Wilson 1-4 on the season. Northern Valley defeated Lakeside last week, shut them out 46-0, while Wilson lost to Thunder Ridge 62-12. It's going to be Hoxie at Quinter. Hoxie 4-1 on the season. Quinter still looking for their first win. They're 0-5. Hoxie lost to St. Francis, number 1 in 8-man 1 last week, a close game, 16-8, while Quinter lost to Decatur Community 58-12. In the 6-man contest, there will be Weskin at Golden Plains. Weskin 4-1 on the season. Rexford at Golden Plains, they are 3-2. Weskin defeated Wheatland Grinnell last week, 54-20. Golden Plains lost to Fowler, 36-26. It's going to be Lakeside at Sylvan Lucas. Lakeside 0-5, Lucas 5-0. Lakeside lost to Northern Valley last week, was shut out 46-0, while Sylvan Lucas blanked Stockton 50-0. It's going to be Rural Vista at Hill City. Now that game's going to take place tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock at Hill City. Rural Vista 3-2 on the season. Hill City also 3-2. Rural Vista lost to Valley Falls last week, 62-14. Hill City defeated Trigo by a score of 35-14. Russell will be playing at Belleville to take on Republic County. Russell is 3-2 on the season. Republic County 0-5. Russell lost to Beloit last week, 36-14. It was the 11th straight win for Beloit over Russell. And Republic County lost to Plainville 50-6. Bennington, they're 5-0 on the season, will be at Victoria 4-1. Of course, Victoria winning last week over Logan Palco 50-26. Bennington over Lincoln by a score of 54-6. It's going to be Stockton at Thunder Ridge. Stockton still winless on the year, 0-5. Thunder Ridge 1-4. Thunder Ridge picked up their first win of the season last week. They defeated Wilson 62-12, snapping a 19-game losing streak. Stockton lost to Sylvan Lucas by a score of 50-0. It's going to be Oakley at TMP. Both these teams 1-4 on the season. Oakley lost to Smith Center 62-6, while TMP lost to Cimarron 44-35. Oberlin, they're 1-4. Decatur Community will be at Trigo 2-3. That's the game you're going to see here a little bit later on here on Nex-Tech Local 1. Decatur Community defeated Quinter last week 58-12, while Trigo lost to Hill City 35-14. It's going to be Plainville at Sacred Heart. Plainville now 2-3. They won 2 in a row. They'll be at Sacred Heart 1-4. Plainville defeated Republic County last week 50-6. Don't mark them out. They're going to be right up there when it comes district time. And Sacred Heart lost to Ellsworth 38-27. And Smith Center, they're 4-1. They will be at Ellis. Ellis 2-3 on the season. Smith Center defeated Oakley 62-6, and Ellis lost to Phillipsburg 69-13. Now, looking at rankings this week, 3A Phillipsburg still number 2. They were there last week, moving up a spot, while Nemaha Central remains in the top spot. Smith Center still number 1. They've outscored their opponents 166-20 in their last 3 games ever since that loss to Phillipsburg. Number 4 is El Saline. El Saline and Smith Center meet the last regular season game coming up on October the 26th. In 8-man 1, St. Francis ranked number 1, Osborne 4, Hoxie number 5. Now Osborne, senior Denton Schur had 49 carries in that win last week, scored 7 touchdowns, and had a school record 465 rushing yards. And that was against Solomon last week. The Hoxie defense, they're ranked again number 5, has only allowed 22 points in the 5 games they played. And in 8-man 2, number 1 is Hanover, number 2 Pike Valley. They got a road this week. They got to go to Mankato to play Rock Hills. They're also 5-0. Both those teams are 1-0 in district play. Now looking at district play, again 8-man 1, 8-man 2, already involved in district play, 2A, 3A this week, maybe next week, again depending on whether there's 4 or 5 teams in their district. In 8-man 1, district 4, Bennington, Victoria, and Osborne are all 1-0. Solomon, Logan Palco, Lincoln are all 0-1. At 8-man 1, District 8, St. Francis, they're 3-0. Hill City is 2-1. Hoxie, Rawlins County, Trigo, they're all 1-1. Decatur Community is 1-2, and Quinter 0-3. Moving on to 8-man 2, District 4, here we go. Rock Hills, Pike Valley, Beloit, St. John's, Tipton, all 1-0. And again, Rock Hills, Pike Valley meet tonight. Lynn, Southern Cloud, and Tescott are all 0-1. And in 8-man 2, District 5, Sylvan Lucas, Northern Valley, and Thunder Ridge all 1-0, while Wilson, Lakeside, and Stockton are all 0-1. Well, that's going to do it for this week's edition of Mike on the Mic. Certainly want to thank our sponsor, Leon Faunensteel at Leon's Welding and Fabrication, located on East Highway 40 in Hayes. Stay tuned. Curtis and Ivan's got a good game for you coming up right here next on Nex-Tech Local 1. I'll see you next week.